Baptist church. We're going to go to the Baptist church because I like them because they're laid back. He said, all of a sudden the back doors of the Baptist church bust open and everything got quiet. You hear this big old rumbling sound from the back and everything. And all of a sudden all the people look back and there's Satan coming down the aisle, right? Everybody just clears out. Little old man sitting up on the front row. He's just sitting there. Satan walks up to him and says, you know who I am? He's going, yeah, sure do. He says, you know what I can do to you? He says, yep, sure do. He says, well, why aren't you afraid of me? He said, I've been living with your sister for 65 years.
Yeah, buddy. Good joke. Some of you women ain't laughing.
Yeah. I got left down to it. It's still funny.
I like it. It's funny.
And, hey, no heckling. Hey, no heckling while I'm talking, okay?
No heckling.
Oh, thank you. Tough crowd. Yeah, they're killing me over there. And I was reading this one, and it was, and I tried all these jokes. You can look at them, and people, they were real life things, but they turn them into the funny things, you know. And that's how you do life. You take something that was serious at one time, and then you turn it into something funny. And I kept looking at all this, and I'm going, somebody lived through this. So, you know, and like I took one that was the Amish people. You know, they're kind of laid back, and they stay away from the modern day stuff. Father and son decided they was going to go to a mall. Never been to one before. They're walking around, you know, and they're looking at all the stuff, you know. Didn't even have to be at Christmas. And they're walking up to this one place there, and they see these set of silver doors keep opening and closing. And they're sitting there watching it. It's open and closing. All of a sudden, this little lady in a wheelchair comes rolling up, about 80 years old, and sits there and reaches up and pushes this button. The doors open up. They're sitting there going, and they look, and all of a sudden, there's numbers. It's going up, goes up to 4. They're going, wow. Pretty soon, all of a sudden, they see it. Here it's coming back down. Doors open up. This beautiful 24-year-old walks out. Father looks over at the son and says, go get your mama.
God. Funny! Some of them will get it in a minute. Some of them will get it in a minute.
Yeah, that's funny. My wife didn't get them for a few times. I had to go over and over and over with her. So, hey, y'all no different. Okay, preacher one time. Preacher was doing a sermon one time. He said he had 4 jars up there. One had alcohol in it. One had, I forgot the joke. One had cigarette smoke in it. One had chocolate in it. And one had good, just worm dirt in it. He left them up there at the beginning of the service. And people going, what is he doing? And going, all right. And he's reaching on. He's going, all right. He says, let's look at it. He opened up, looked at the first jar, the worm's dead. Alcohol. Smoke, the worm's dead. He looks at the next one, which is the chocolate, the worm's dead. Looks at the one that got the good dirt in it, the worm's still alive. And he said, what did y'all learn out of this sermon? The little old lady in the back stands up going, I know. And he says, what? He says, well, as long as I drink, smoke, and eat chocolate, I won't have worms.
That's true.
A guy from the Midwest gonna write a book about churches. So he's riding around. He starts in California, you know, because that's where you got to start if you want to write about churches. He walks into this big old mega church, and he's looking on the wall, and there's this golden phone on the wall right there. It says underneath it, $10 million a minute. He's going, whoa. So he's going, all right. So he's like, okay, I'm going to go out to Arizona, out in there. And he's goes into another mega church. Same type phone, golden phone, with the same sign underneath it. He's going, what is up with these people here? What is this? goes to Alabama. Here we go. Goes to Alabama, walks in a little old church there, same golden phone on the wall. Sign underneath says 25 cents a call. Guy says, I got to find out what's going on now. That just don't make good sense. Goes and gets the pastor and says, Pastor, what's going on? What is this right here? And he's going, well, son, don't you know you in the South? And he's going, yeah. He said, well, it's a local call down here. Uh-oh.
We'll write that one down.
Sissy here, she'll get that because,
We'll write that one down.
yeah. Dang, I'll mark that one off my list. I only got 19 more to go. So.
We're in Alabama. We didn't get it.
No.
Well, I could have done it in Georgia, but I didn't. Okay, let's try this one. Let's see if it maybe it's down to y'all's level here. 3 people go to the pearly gates. St. Peter's there, and he says, I got one question for all of you. Okay. First it's a teacher, then it's a construction worker, and a lawyer. I said, okay. Asked the teacher, says, what was the movie that the ship hit the iceberg and sank? She says, oh, that's easy. That's the Titanic. And the construction worker's going, oh, God, I ain't never going to get this answer. He says, all right, it's your question. How many people died on that? He said, oh, I just seen that movie right before I died. He said, 1,500. He said, okay. Looks over to the lawyer and he said, name them. Think you're going to get there or not? Huh? Gee, okay. All right. Y'all still here?
Yeah.
They'll get that one after a while.
Another one.
Okay, let's try this one then. Okay. We're at the Baptist church again. Preacher's sitting there, he's preaching and everything. He says, after the service, there's going to be a board meeting. Okay. New visitor comes in, he's sitting there in the back, you know. After the service is over with, all the church members that's wait there for the board meeting go back in the back. This visitor, he walks back there with them, you know. And they're going, well, didn't you know this was a board meeting? He said, yeah, I was just as bored as the rest of you. Killer.
Back on the roll.
I knew that had to hit home there. Okay. Couples riding down the road, and they just had a little disagreement. This is the one you was looking at, Bobby, a while ago, and you said, what are you talking? And they're not talking to each other, you know, because they just, you know how you get it. It's better not to say anything, you know, and so just, they're riding down the road, and they're on this old country road, and the guy, he's driving, and he looks over and he sees this barnyard over here, and he sees a mule, 2 pigs over there. And he's thinking, you know, she's seeing the same thing. And he says, relatives to you? Says, yep, sure is. In-laws.
God.
Watch out, people.
On a roll.